Labdien visiem! Hello everybody! From this lesson, lesson number 11, we will start using videos that were recorded by the Latvian Language Center for foreigners who want to learn Latvian. So especially if you're a foreigner, those videos are just for you. We will use only fragments, of course, because the copyright is with them, so we'll use some of the parts of it for language learning purposes. To see the videos in full, you will have to find them on YouTube or on the homepage that I will specify in the comment right under the video. That's because you not only can watch the video in full, but you can also do some exercises related to videos. And in general, exploring their homepage, I think it will be a good experience. But as I said, we will use some parts of their videos with my explanations in our lessons. So first of all, what we will do, we will watch a part of their first video. First, try to just listen to the things you already know. Try to see if you can figure out what's happening. Well, it should be a simple situation, but it's not that simple. I'm a bit surprised they didn't make it very simple. They kind of made it a bit more sophisticated. But let's see. So let's watch first and try to understand what you already know. There will be some forms that we are quite familiar with. So let's start.
Labvakar, kas noticis?
Nekas, tu tāpat neko nevari darīt.
Varbūt varu. Kā tevi sauc?
Mani sauc Alla, un tevi?
Es esmu Mārtiņš. Es tevi pavadīšu uz mājām.
Nevajag, es tevi nepazīstu.
Bet mēs taču iepazināmies.
Es zinu tikai tavu vārdu.
Varu pateikt arī uzvārdu. Liepa.
Tu nu gan esi tāds jocīgs.
Es tikai cenšos palīdzēt. Iesim?
Ejam arī.
Labvakar. Labvakar. Kā tevi sauc? Kā tevi sauc?
Mani sauc Alla. Mani sauc Alla.
Es esmu Mārtiņš. Es esmu Mārtiņš.
Okay, so did you get what was going on? The girl was standing there alone. The guy comes to talk to her. And they start with Labvakar. What is that? We already know Labdien, right? Labdien from Laba diena, which is good day. And that's the greeting that we use throughout the day. You know, starting from, let's say, 10 a.m. till 6 p.m., you are safe if you say Labdien. But if it's truly evening, like if it's dark already, you better say Labvakar, Labvakar. This one also comes from two words, labs and vakars. Let's write it down here, labs, vakars, which means a good evening. Remember, laba diena, labs, vakars. You know the difference? Diena, that's a she, that's a feminine noun. Vakars is a masculine noun. Well, in this case, it doesn't matter too much because we cut the endings to make a good evening, labvakar. But of course, it influences the stress. We don't say labvakar. Even though there are some people who kind of tend to more like that, but I would say that this is their individual style. The standard is to say labvakar. Just like Mārtiņš did in the video. Remember, after the video, he said it several times, Labvakar. So after 6 p.m., let's say, or when it's dark outside, use Labvakar. Then Mārtiņš is asking Alla, the girl, what has happened? Kas noticis? Kas noticis? What happened? What happened? And she's saying, and it's a very Latvian response, nothing, like nothing. It doesn't mean that nothing has happened, it just means she's not willing to talk. Nekas, nekas, nothing. Then she says, tu tāpat neko nevari darīt, which basically means there is nothing you can do anyway. I decided to cut the sentence a little bit so that you can only have those units that will make the most sense for you at this moment of learning Latvian, but try to listen to the difference between this sentence, tu neko nevari darīt, and what she's actually saying. Second time that we watch the video. So, tu, you, neko, nothing, nevari darīt. Nevari darīt. There is nothing you can do. You, nothing, cannot do. Darīt, to do. This is this form of the verb in so-called infinitive. Just like here. Palīdzēt. Palīdzēt. Yes, make them long. Palīdzēt. 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 Make them long. This one is also in this neutral form, just like darīt. You already can see that the endings are different, and exactly those endings influence how we conjugate those verbs. So we will not go too much into detail, especially because I have developed a little system to help you. What we can do right now is notice. Darīt, neutral form. Palīdzēt, another neutral form. And of course, why we use those neutral form? Just because there are those modifiers. The real verb, like, is here. You cannot do anything. So this is the point. You can't do anything. And what is this? Of course, it's a negative. If I said tu vari darīt, you can do, of course, I would need to add something. What exactly is that you can do? But in this case, she's saying there is nothing you can do. Tu neko nevari darīt. Have you noticed double negative? Neko, nothing, nevari. That's very, very, very common in Latvian. Double negatives or even triple negatives are just fine. So nothing, cannot do. Let's learn the sentence. It's a very nice structure. You cannot do anything. You cannot do anything. Tu neko nevari darīt. As you can see, nevari ends with e. That's because it's tu. It's you. It's the singular form of familiar form. So those two youngsters, even though they don't know each other, they of course can address each other using this form tu, even though they just met. That's very common. Among older people, that's not adults, they usually would use another form. You as a foreigner feel free to use the form that feels better for you. I would say tu. Well, since it's, to be honest, actually easier. Tu neko nevari darīt. If I were saying that I cannot do anything, I would say nevaru. Yes, every time the ending of the verb is u, that means that it's me doing it. Es nevaru, I cannot. Like in the next sentence, look at this. Es tevi nepazīstu. Es tevi nepazīstu. It ends in u. That's because that's me. I'm saying that. I don't know you. Es tevi nepazīstu. So it means I don't know you. Yeah, she's saying that, oh, I don't know you. I don't know you. What do you want from me? I don't know you. Again, we have a negative here. In order to make it positive, I know you, we just cut the ne. So now we have es tevi pazīstu, which is a nice form. Like, for example, imagine you are somewhere at a conference and you see a colleague that you met years and years ago, and well, you're not sure about the name anymore, but you know, just to start a conversation, you can always go with es tevi pazīstu, and smile, of course. Es tevi pazīstu, which means, well, I know you. And then, of course, the person might say, oh, yes, of course, we attended a course together, or something like this. But es tevi pazīstu. So the verb ends in u. Es tevi pazīstu means I know you. Remember, we conjugate the verbs. So every time it ends in U, it is I, even in past and future tenses. Unfortunately, I cannot say that every time the verb ends in E, it will be you. I cannot say that because there are other options. But with U, we are safe. Es tevi pazīstu. The next sentence, es zinu tavu vārdu. I know your name. Maybe you're already a bit confused. In the previous sentence, we also had a know. I know you. And then all of a sudden, by saying I know your name, we're using a different verb. That's because just in a lot of other languages, in Latvian, there are two different verbs for knowing people and for knowing facts. Like in this case, I know you means I know you as a person. Or she was actually saying, I don't know you, right? Es tevi nepazīstu. Let's bring it back. Es tevi nepazīstu. Now she's saying, I know your name. This is a fact, right? I just know your name. Well, like in Spanish, for example, in Latvian, we have two different verbs. A bit sorry for that, but you understand why we need the difference. That's just because knowing people and knowing facts are maybe two a bit different types of knowing. So we actually show it in our language. So that's why nepazīstu, I don't know you, or pazīstu, I know you as a person. Es zinu tavu vārdu. Es zinu tavu vārdu. I know your name. How would you say I don't know your name? Exactly. Es nezinu tavu vārdu. Okay, so let's go back to our situation at a conference. You see somebody that you definitely must know, but you're not 100% sure where and how you met. So you approach the person and say, es tevi pazīstu. Or, čau, es tevi pazīstu. Like, hi, I know you. Bet es nezinu tavu vārdu. But I don't know your name. So, and then of course, if the person is willing to continue the conversation, you will, renew your friendship. Es nezinu tavu vārdu. I don't know your name. I don't know your name. As you can see here, es nezinu. That's because I don't know. Tavu vārdu, your name. As you see, we also conjugate. We also change the noun endings of nouns. Es nezinu tavu vārdu. Let's learn it. And of course, we can feel here a bit of a rule. If I do something towards something, like in this case, I know or I don't know, it's me doing, even if this doing is kind of passive. Your name, so I'm doing something towards your name, I know your name. In a lot of cases, it will be ooh. And of course, as your teacher, I will pick words for you so that you can learn this rule, so that you can see, oh, it's again this ooh. So I do something towards something or somebody. Like in this case, I know your name. Es nezinu or zinu tavu vārdu. Ooh. Okay, and the very last sentence for today, which is a bit different from the ones that we have discussed, is cenšos. Remember the sh sound, like a snake. Es cenšos palīdzēt. Palīdzēt, as we know, this is the verb in the neutral form, just like darīt. Darīt, to do. Palīdzēt, to help. But interesting, it's I doing something. Why is there no u? That would be very logical, but verbs in Latvian, they could also have this ending like you have in Spanish, se, lavarse. The ending of that kind of brings it together to yourself. I know it's a bit of a crazy explanation, but I don't want to use grammatical terms just because what's the point of introducing more words into our vocabulary? We have to learn just the Latvian words here. Like, for example, if I'm saying that I'm trying to help, this means that I am myself trying. So like the action is it's coming back to me, that I'm trying to help. Of course, I'm trying to help you. That's understandable. But in this case, this trying, it is the action that is coming back to me. I know it sounds maybe a bit not understandable at this point. If you want the precise grammatical terms, you can find that at any point, or I can write it in a comment under the video. That's the easy part. But just like you have in Spanish, German, and a lot of other languages, we have those verbs. And then, of course, they are conjugated a bit differently. I would say that this phrase we would have to learn. To be honest, if I were making those videos, I wouldn't put this phrase at the very beginning of your learning. But since it is so useful, you not only hear it, I would rather want you also to remember cenšos palīdzēt, which means I'm trying to help. Well, the good thing is, you see, there are already so many new things in the Latvian. Let's say compared to English. We conjugate the verbs, we conjugate their nouns, and then also there are some strange verbs that kind of the action that is coming back to myself. What is that? But the good thing is there are no continuous sentences. So there is no difference between I do something and I'm doing something. So this is a huge save. So that's why, to compensate for this, Latvians, of course, came up with something else. And just because we don't have to learn the continuous tenses, we will have to learn something else which will be a bit different from English. But depending on what other languages you already know, I think you will find it easy. For now, let's just learn this phrase because it's in the video. If I were the teacher, the one who made this video, I wouldn't put it in. But it is so useful. I'm trying to help, right? It's a beautiful thing. You can always say that if, for example, somebody doesn't like what you're doing, like in this case, when the guy is trying to understand what's going on and has something happened and she's not particularly happy about that, she's saying, well, I'm just trying to help, right? Cenšos palīdzēt. Or, of course, it could be a very genuine phrase when somebody honestly needs your help, and you can always say, yeah, cenšos palīdzēt. Cenšos palīdzēt. Cenšos palīdzēt. So let's see again how all those phrases are used in the video. And then, yeah, after the video, we can just stop. You can rewatch it and rewatch it and rewatch it again, because there are so many useful phrases. And next time we will have some more videos of the same language center.
Labvakar! Kas noticis?
Nekas, tu tāpat neko nevari darīt.
Varbūt var. Kā tevi sauc?
Man sauc Alla, un tevi?
Es esmu Mārtiņš. Es tevi pavadīšu uz mājām.
Nevajag, es tevi nepazīstu.
Bet mēs taču iepazināmies.
Es zinu tikai tavu vārdu.
Varu pateikt arī uzvārdu. Liepa.
Tu nu gan esi tāds jocīgs.
Es tikai cenšos palīdzēt. Iesim?
Ejam arī.
Okay, that's enough for today. And yes, watch the videos again and again. They speak clearly, they articulate. This is a very positive thing. That's the reason we're using those videos. Okay, see you again very soon. Ciao, ciao.